Hi, I'm Barb Hardley, senior reporter producer for Decider, and, as if you couldn't tell, the Drag Race reporter. There's one thing that I've always wanted to ask the queens. What in the world do you do to get ready to be on Drag Race? And I'm not talking about getting all of your looks together to go film Drag Race. I'm talking about all the stuff that they do between filming and when the show premieres. They've got to get photos taken, they've got to get merch poppin'. How do they do it? Here are the season 15 queens with all of the tea.
A lot of people think it's like a relaxing time. And people are like, oh, enjoy being normal. But it's like, you are not normal once you leave this stage set. You know it's a life-changing experience. So, of course, like, it's new to you. So you don't know a lot of things. So you want to also make the right decisions. So, and you also want to make the best decisions, like, for yourself, for the long run.
When I first left set, I was like, oh my God, this is about to happen like so soon. It really is a lot of time.
You know, we just went through this experience and now we have like solidly like 8 months in between filming and now.
I think that it's very important to kind of just take like a second and like kind of realize what just happened and like kind of go through those motions.
I think it's so important for like even future girls to like really do that, to like take a moment, like Luxx said, like have a beat, reassess, and also create a plan for yourself in the future. Because like Malaysia said, bitch, as soon as you get out the show is when the race really starts.
While putting together all of their looks for their Drag Race debut, all the queens have to keep the fact that they're actually on Drag Race a secret.
You disappear for a few weeks, sometimes of like a month or two, and everyone in your home bar knows when you're gone. Oh my God, so-and-so's filming Drag Race.
It's a secret, but some people know about it, but you can't really talk about it, and you kind of have to do everything under wraps, and it's just, it's very, It's weird, but it's crazy, but it's fun and fantastical.
And having that consistent lie that we have to tell people and keep going with it. I've told 2 lies and people are like, I'm not gonna think 2 things together here.
We know it's coming, but then some of us don't do the work until like the last minute. So we're all like rushing to get stuff done. And it's also, we have to do all these things, but we don't got RuGirl money yet, so.
Exactly. But they're still charging us RuGirl prices.
Yes. Because they know. I mean, we can't say it, but
exactly.
They know.
I think it flies by so fast because we have to keep ourselves busy. And I think that helps a lot. But in that time, you just work on your craft. I put out an album, so that kept me super busy. You know, we work on our photo shoots and just pretty much getting everything ready for that big day.
It's become tradition for every queen to turn every look that they wear on the runway into a full editorial photo shoot.
I know for me, like past seasons, when a girl wouldn't post like a photograph, I would be like, where's her picture? But baby, now I understand, like it is a privilege to get photos from the girls because it is expensive, it is work, it is time consuming, and like with everything else going on, trying to fit in a photo shoot is insane. So props to any girl who gets anything done at all.
It's a lot of material to shoot. I feel like I've grown a lot since I've been on the show. So it's a lot of like trying to like reel back and remember like, what was I thinking at that moment? What did I want to bring to the table? And how do I convey that through like maybe like a more elevated, you know, environment?
Every season you see the girls, like they post their photo shoots, their content, all that stuff. But, you know, just the way I've been thinking about it, I'm like, that's going to be so hard because, you know, once we're announced and we're doing the viewing parties, we're not really going to be able to have the time to be shooting our looks. And, you know, now we have this whole new audience to feed with, you know, like content of us looking pretty.
Catchphrases are a big deal in the world of Drag Race. Anything a queen says from the time they enter the workroom could become a meme or a merchandisable moment. So, how do the queens decide what phrases they put on a t-shirt or enamel pin or a clack fan?
I just kept saying the same thing in confessionals. Like anytime they'd ask me something, I just catchphrase.
Many queens keep journals while filming, not only to keep up with moments that they think might pop on TV, but also as a form of therapy, honey.
I actually had a journal of every day, just so I kind of remember for myself in real time what was going on, because there's such a break between filming and when we get to watch the actual show that you forget the little things or the things that really made that episode. And also what we think is probably going to be funny, we don't even know if it's going to make the edit. So it's really kind of waiting to see how it's aired. And then we'll be like, oh, okay, I can use that as like a fun merch idea.
And it was also very therapeutic at the same time. Like after taping and going back to the hotel, there's just so much emotions. And we didn't have any of our friends or loved ones to call. So like my boyfriend at that time was my journal.
We all know that social media is a big part of drag. So how do the queens prepare their social media for their big debut?
I think the past 6 months have been setting up my social media and online presence with the knowledge that at some point a bunch of people are going to see me for the first time, and whatever I have up, that's going to be their first impression of me, and sort of curating this version of myself that I want people to perceive me as.
A lot can change in 8 months. I feel like I am an entirely different person. So I'm just kind of mentally preparing myself for like when this all airs on and just thinking about, I don't think I know that girl anymore.
I was very fortunate to have a very close friend of mine on season 14, Bosco, and she sort of gave me a rundown lay of the land. And even when her season was airing, I got to watch her go through everything and see her doom scroll on Twitter after every episode aired and sort of be like, maybe I won't be doing that.
If I look for comment, like positive, like you're kind of looking for negative if you think about it. Like 'cause your brain is always it's gonna stand out to you. So I'm like, I'm not even gonna look.
Fortunately for all the girls, they have a superstar right there in the workroom, RuPaul herself, and you better believe that Mama Ru gave them some advice on navigating superstardom.
I think Ru told us actually, filming. She said like the 2 best pieces of advice to give us was, remember, don't read the comments and pay your taxes.
And I'm only doing one of those things.
Right. How are those comments?
And that's all the season 15 queens had to say about their journey to becoming Drag Race royalty. You can read more about RuPaul's Drag Race by me, Barb Hardley, at Decider.